Okay, in the last lesson we looked at converting tenths to ones, or if you have like 4 and 9 tenths, how many tenths total would you have? You would have 49 tenths. In this lesson, we're going to work on writing decimals. So if you had a number 28.6 and I wanted to write that in words, I would write that as 28 and 6 tenths. I ran out of room there. But it's 28 and 6 tenths. Whenever you see the and when you're writing decimals, that's referring to the decimal. So you read the number before the decimal, so 28, and then for the decimal you just say and then after the decimal you say what's after the decimal. So this number is 28 and 6 tenths. Let's look at another one. Let's say we have 41.69. Okay, now if I were to write that out, I would say 41, and that's going to be hyphenated, 41, and then we get to the decimal, and remember we say and when we get to the decimal, and then we say what's after the decimal, or what's to the right of the decimal. And in this case we have 69 hundredths. So 69, I'm going to go on to the next line, hundredths. And we know it's 69 hundredths. The rule of thumb is you say the number and then whatever the last digit, whichever place value that is. So if it's in the tenths, you would say tenths. If it's in the hundredths, you would say hundredths. If there was another number after the 9, you would say whatever that number is, and then you say thousandths. So whatever number, whatever digit is farthest to the right of the decimal, you use that place value when you write out the number. So in this case it's 69 hundredths because the 9 is in the hundredths place. Okay, let's look at another one, 1.038. Okay, how would you write this in terms of words? Well, we know we're going to put a 1. And then we get to the decimal, and remember the decimal you just say and then the number after the decimal. And in this case we have a 0 in the tenths place, so we don't have to say anything for the 0. But what we are going to say is 38, and that 8 is actually in the thousandths place. So it'll be 38 thousandths. Okay, so the whole number is 1 and 38 thousandths. Let's do one more. Let's write 76.25 in words. So the first number we're going to write is 76. 76. Then we get to the decimal and we write and. I'm going to go to the next line to write the decimal. So now we have 25 after the decimal. So we write 76 and 25, and the 5 is in the hundredths place. So we write 76 and 25 hundredths. And that's all we have to do. Now one last thing with this lesson is just let's name some of the place values. You have the decimal. We know to the left of the decimal we have ones, then we have the tens, and we have the hundreds, and then we have thousands and 10,000s and 100,000s and then millions. I'm not going to write all those out. Now to the right of the decimal, the first digit is going to be the tenths place, which we've been talking about. And then we have the hundredths. The next one is the thousandths. And then you have the 10,000ths and 100,000ths and then the millionths. And it keeps on going. So it's very similar to the ones, tens, hundreds, but instead we have tenths, hundredths, thousandths. And remember, the first digit is the tenths. It's not a once, it's a tenths.